Hello, everyone. Hi, everyone. This is Tracy Root, founder of the Gather community, and it is my distinct pleasure today to be here with Shannon Bellfaust. Shannon and I met a couple of years ago, 2.5 years, something like that ago. And it's my super thrill to have her here as part of the Gather community as a creator. Shannon lives here near me, so luckily when we are in person networking, we actually get to see each other every now and then. But meantime, we always stay very well connected via social media or online, and so it's my great pleasure to bring her with us today. So Shannon, welcome to the party, my friend.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Yay. So Shannon was the first part when I started thinking about how could we put together some real experts in different fields to bring to the community here at Gather. Shannon was at the top of the list because her expertise in what she does and the way she brings it to people and how she helps everyone that she touches is just so inspiring. And I learn something from her every single time she shares her expertise and her knowledge and her experience. So I would love to have you, Shannon, just kind of tell us a little bit about who you are, what you do, how you got here, maybe, just some great tidbits. Tell people what you're all about.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for having me. Love the Gather community. Miss everybody in person, but super grateful that we have some of these tools to, kind of bind the gap, if you will. So I have been an advocate for natural wellness for over 20 years. I started off with getting a certification in herbalism, Western herbalism, and that has taken me down a very interesting road. I now work mostly with essential oils just because we are in, even I feel like even now in our new normal, we still just have so much to do. We want to support our wellness and we want to support it quickly. We want it to be safe. And um, herbalism, as much as I absolutely love and adore it, doesn't necessarily fit with everybody's time management, right? So that's really what I do. I teach people how to become the healer in their own home. I'm passionate about giving people as many tools as they need for them to make their biggest decisions. I think a lot of people in my field, one of the biggest things that they want, and I totally understand, is they want to constantly kind of have that direct connection. And I want that direct connection, but I want to empower people. I don't want to enable people. So I love educating people on how they can detox their home, detox their skin routine, their self-care routine, how to turn to natural plant-based solutions for their health concerns, their wellness goals. And I like to make it as easy as possible so it can really fit into everyone's life in the manner that they need it to, and for them to be able to reach for it kind of without thinking over time with that education and that
Mhm.
support. So yeah, that's my passion.
Yeah. And you know what? And that shows up every time I see you talking or sharing or teaching the things that you know, because, for a lot of us, like lay people, for lack of a better term, who aren't, 20 years educated as an herbalist, like, so I think herbalism and I'm like, I can't grow a cactus. Like, they're just going to die. How could I possibly have plants that could help me stay well? So taking that to the oil direction, of course, is easy. But what I love about what you do, and I remember this in December when we had our little vendor fair and you were making custom blends for people, which I wore today. In fact, not even because you were here, but because I was like, this is what I need today. It's always about your client focus, right? Your person you're talking to. What is it that you're looking for? How can I support you? As opposed to, hey, I learned this new thing. Why don't you try it? Like, that's totally the opposite direction, which is not the worst thing. Like, finding out about new things, of course, is great. But the way that you are so focused on supporting the person that you're talking with and whatever it is that they're needing
Mhm.
has always been very apparent to me. And that just shows, I think, that your focus in your heart is all about helping the people around you and not about what are you going to get out of it.
Thank you. Well, I really appreciate that for sure, because that really is my goal. We all come to the table with different circumstances. We all have different physical needs, emotional needs. We all have a foundation of childhood and past experiences that can also, just alter our experience this way or that. And I feel that the one size fits all model is just such an archaic model. We need customization, and we also need to be in charge of our wellness, right? So I'm a huge advocate for self-directed health and wellness. So it's about listening to the body, it's about looking at your needs, and it's about replacing all of the stuff that we've kind of been taught to kind of consume, and how we can replace it with plant-based, again, solutions, right? Whether it be cleaning products or skincare or wound care, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do we make the switch permanently?
Yeah.
And that's going to be different for everybody.
Yeah. And, so the what came to mind, and I think this was kind of maybe what you were thinking about, that where a lot of people are at right now, because this is July 2020 and we're in the time of COVID, as we say. And, what immediately came to my mind when you were saying that is the idea of keeping your house clean and safe, right? And keeping your hands clean and safe. And how do you do that without resorting to bleach and things like that, where the government, right, or the agencies that are out there that are speaking to the masses
Right.
are really promoting, things that, especially in high doses and regular and ongoing, day after day, month after month, for who knows how long, can be really harmful, especially to some people, right? And then again, that goes to the customization, right? If you are really tolerant, maybe you'll never have a problem in your life about it. But what if you're not? And what can you do instead, right? So talk a little bit about the things that you're teaching people right now with relation to safety and sanitization and a little bit about immunity. Let's talk about those specific things real quick.
Right.
Not a whole workshop worth, right? We can do that at a different time, but just a little touch.
I do tons of workshops. I'm grateful to be part of the Gather community, because I'm going to make a lot of these workshops available to you and the community, which I think is super important. I really have had more people reach out to me in the past, several months about, like, how do they keep their immune system boosted and how do they support their respiratory system. And plants have an amazing ability to support our bodies. And what most people don't realize is that the plant molecules, they are bioavailable to our bodies. And one of the replace pieces, I feel like we shouldn't have to, especially right now, right? We shouldn't have to sacrifice our health and our immunity to clean our home. And I'm going to tell you, if we are all allergic to artificial fragrances. We're all allergic to them, whether we realize that or not. Some of us are more sensitive, and some of us immediately have maybe headaches or irritation, throat irritation, this, that, and the other. But even if you use a lot of maybe products that have a lot of artificial fragrances in them, you're damaging your immune system. You're weakening your immune system. You are weakening and damaging your endocrine system, and you're throwing your hormones out of balance, because a lot of them are petrochemical based, and petrochemicals are known to be hormone disruptors. So in all reality, most things, I want to say, like, most things in the home could actually be cleaned with baking soda, vinegar, water, and some essential oils. That's it. It's also incredibly cost effective. And that customization thing, look at you, you got it. Hand
Yes, I
sanitizer,
do.
homemade, yeah, absolutely. Um, so, I mean, we still use bleach in my house, right? Like for like deep toilet cleaning,
Yeah,
but we
kill the
use
mold.
it maybe once a month, where some
Mhm.
people are using it on the regular, or they're cleaning their whole entire home with it. So
Right.
I've really been educated. All of those cleaning products are very damaging. You know, those chemical products are damaging to your immune system and your respiratory system. And those right now are the two systems that we need to make sure that we're absolutely supporting in every way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
And we can do it with essential oils and aromas that we like. So if you are a lemon pledge kind of person, I can totally teach you how to DIY a natural lemon pledge,
Yeah.
right? If you're like, ew, lemon, you could pretty much do the same thing with, we could maybe switch that out with lime or grapefruit,
Yeah.
right? So citrus oils are kind of really cool like that, right? So it really, I mean, and that's just really the tip of the iceberg. Like I said, I do, for like a lot of my members of my community, what I do is I have an 8-class course, and they get to attend it for free, and they get to they actually get like, they can win like over $100 worth of goodies and whatnot. But we break down, right? We talk about how to use natural solutions. We talk about how to support the respiratory system, how to replace toxic products, daily toxic products, whether they are under our cabinet sink or in our medicine cabinet. And I educate everybody on that, but you know, as a member, we go really, really deep, and lots of course, personalization. So
Yeah.
what I am excited to do is I am excited to bring a lot of these workshops to everyone, just to sit and listen and start a conversation. And what do you know, exactly what do you need? My favorite question to ask people when I first start working with them is, what are your top 3 concerns?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Is it respiratory and immune support? Maybe sleep and rest? Maybe it's pain management,
Mm-hmm.
right? Maybe it's you know, nutrition. So you know, I have the beautiful opportunity and the toolkit to really bring it for people to customize that wellness. So it's a, you know, it's really interwoven in everybody's lives, but we start small, and we, you know, I like to customize to how big and how deep each individual person is looking for.
Awesome. So
Yeah.
awesome. And you know, the customizing and the start small like makes me remember that like in my own house and the strides that I try to make, like, oh my gosh, so the total run on hand sanitizer, right? Okay, so what can we do? What can we do for ourselves? How much on guard do I have? Is the first question, right?
Right.
But then to talk with people, even within your own household, about how one thing works versus another thing works, and people who are less understanding of how, you know, what they grew up with is not the be all end all of the way it has to be. But what's great is the way that you show everyone to be able to start small is that we can start small in our own homes and start to roll that out and say, you know what, I'm not going to buy that anymore. I'm going to do this. And
Right.
then you move on to the next thing. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to do this. And eventually you can get to a point where you really feel good about the way that you're caring for yourself, your family, your home, your environment that you're living in. And that all starts, like you said, with starting small, take a step, find the lowest low hanging fruit, I guess would be a term, right? The
Yeah, for
thing
sure.
that you want to address. And, you know, so that's why I have my little On Guard spray here that you gave me.
Hmm.
And it's right here by my desk. I don't have hand sanitizer here at my desk, but if I grab something, it's like, oh, you know what? I feel like I need a fresher.
Yeah, you're good.
Thing, you know, in other areas of my house and in my purse.
Right.
Same thing.
Well, and you make a really good point around like, we are, you know, we're kind of, we're a little programmed, right? When we kind of
Oh yeah.
set off on our adventures as, you know, young adults,
This is
you know,
design
we
your own
kind of,
adventure.
we kind of, yeah, it's totally an adventure, right? But we kind of purchase what mom and dad purchased, right? We kind of have been preordained, right, in certain products and, you know, ways of doing things and
For
this,
sure.
that, and the other. But, you know, in today, the reality of today is that you almost have to be a chemist to understand labels,
Mm-hmm.
right? That there's so much misguidance in labels. And so, for example, an old school remedy that a lot of people love, love, love is this little cream. I don't want to say it by name, right? I want to be, you know, polite, but let's just say it's some guy named Vic. Okay. And, and we
I
would,
thought that's where you were going to go.
and we smother it all over our chest. We smother it all over our baby's chests. We put it on the bottom of our feet, and we, you know, even, you know, up the back, you know, when our parents and our grandparents were purchasing that product, it was made very differently. It did not have as many ingredients as it has now. And back in the day, there was real ingredients, naturally occurring ingredients. Now it's completely synthetic. One of the main ingredients, which is super good for your respiratory system, super tip here, is menthol, right? But what most people don't understand, if you see the term menthol on a label, it is a synthetically reproduced, replicated menthol product. It is not found in nature.
It's like the Velveeta of menthol.
It's like the Velveeta, absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. I love that. I'm using that. Yeah, because like, okay, so our hearts are a part of our body. It's a part of the whole, but we don't see just a random heart strolling down the street with their Starbucks, right? No, it's a component of the whole. So you find menthol naturally in certain plants. You find it in mint and peppermint and spearmint. You're going to find it in eucalyptus and tea tree, even like wintergreen, right? So that spans several species of plants. It spans, you know, the several families. And that's one of many chemical constituents. So what they do for those products is they isolate that compound, they replicate it. When they replicate it, it's no longer quite bioavailable to our bodies. Actually, that's why our bodies are very intelligent. They start to realize that it's a Velveeta, and it kind of starts to refuse it. And when our bodies start to refuse it, that's what we call we're starting to build tolerance.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why we have to kind of keep upping the ante and using a little bit more. And how come this is no longer working? And then we throw that one away. We throw our hard-earned money away, and we go and we run for the newest, greatest thing.
Extra strength version.
We're like, oh, exciting, new and improved, extra strength. But if you use the raw material that nature provided in its entirety, then our bodies never build resistance,
mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And it's always supportive of
nature.
That system, whether it be a sore muscle, whether it be for that respiratory system, whether it be for the skin, right? Mm-hmm. So in our beauty regime as well. So it's kind of an interesting thing. I think that we kind of have been lulled into a false sense of security, especially with labeling in this country.
Yeah. I would totally agree. And, you know, you were talking about wanting to make everyone like the healer in their own home and empower them to do that. And what came to my mind, of course, is that we get to choose what we purchase and we get to choose what we use. And, you know, we can all kind of look around and go, nah, not so good. Not so good. Right. Mm-hmm. And we know this, but whether we're ready to make a shift or not is a different story. And that's okay, right? Because it's all a journey and it's all a process and no one's perfect. And empowering them to make those decisions, it takes me back to, as a coach, it's the same thing, right? I don't want to have to coach someone every week and every day of their life. I want them to learn so they can coach themselves, because I'm not here to be their hero. I'm here to be a messenger so that they can take it into their lives and move forward, and then allow them to grow it into their community, whether that's their family, close by family, extended family, friends, work comrades, whatever. So yeah, I love it. And I know that you have some immunity and respiratory workshops coming up as well. So make sure, and I'm assuming you're going to probably just keep
I have,
sharing.
yeah. I know that the newsletter popped out, and I have the one event coming up, which is for immune support and respiratory support. But next one, you'll probably have 2 or 3, and then we'll probably
Okay.
even double that again. So there's definitely some really good, juicy stuff coming, down the pipeline for everybody. And I like to make my stuff free, and especially just to, introduce, because, my purpose is to build community. My purpose is to make sure that people have information, and I love having a conversation. And I have lots of different conversations, and all are welcome. And I really encourage people, if they have questions, like, ask me any question. If it's taboo, don't care. Ask me, right? Like, if it's, I've been in the wellness industry, the natural wellness industry, again, for over 20 years. I've been an essential oil specialist for 12 of those years. So I have come across all of it.
Yeah.
All of it. There's nothing that you can throw my way that I have not already experienced or worked through. And I am happy to answer questions in a non-judgmental way. I do tell people the facts are the facts, right? So as much as you may love that cream, by that dude named Vic, I'm going to tell you it's toxic. And you get to do what you want with the information.
Well, and like you said, right? And certain people, it may be bad for everyone, and certain people are going to react certain ways, and that gives us the choice. If it's something that's a low-hanging fruit for us and that's going to help us feel way better to never use that again, then maybe that's a number one thing. The other thing I was going to say, how you were talking about making your things free and building communities, you do tons of collaborations.
Yeah, I love collaborations.
Another, doing this workshop with this gal or this workshop with this person, supporting these other people who are learning about essential oils and their business, and growing businesses doing that and everything. So the way that you support not only the people that you're directly connected with, but those people's people, like, again, that's the whole ripples in the pond. That is what Gather is all about, so that we can continue to spread knowledge, spread positivity, and spread potential and possibility just with the people that we meet, and the next people and the next people. I'm so thrilled. And when this video actually comes out, you're probably going to have a new workshop right on the horizon. So we'll be sure to put links to whatever is upcoming immediately after that. I'll make sure that you know exactly what that day is, maybe, so you can plan it right afterwards. So people are like, hey, I
love
just
it. There you go.
She's amazing. I need more. Because ever since I met you, that's how I've always felt. Shannon and I actually were roommates on a cruise, having not known each other.
Best roommate ever.
We had so much fun. We're just like, our cruise room, it's like the Zen house.
It totally was. It was so chill and just,
it was super great. And we've been connected ever since. And here we are 2 years later ish.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, 2 years October. And it's been such an honor and a pleasure to get to know you better and better throughout these years. And I love having you here. I'm so thrilled that you are. Tell us a little bit about where people can find you in a general sense, not specific workshops, but long-term, where can people find you? Other than, of course, you're going to be featured on the Gather in Santa Cruz website with your picture and all the things. So we'll have that. But otherwise, where can people find you, like on socials and stuff?
So I am on Facebook, kind of, sort of. I've been really playing in the Instagram world. I've been loving Instagram just because, I love beautiful photos.
Look how beautiful her background is and everything. Like, you're all gorgeous up over there. I'm like,
thank you. So Instagram is kind of my place. You can always email me at essentially wild, the letter N, wise. I couldn't.
Someone else had the whole word.
Yeah, somebody else, unfortunately. So I just threw the N in there, so it can kind of mess you up. But you can always find me. Find the links, of course. In
we'll have
the beautiful Gather umbrella. And I want to make it fun for everyone to step into a natural lifestyle. I want it to be fun. I want you to have a community. I'm super big with my community, with the people that do choose to like work with me. I have more private, secret Facebook groups than I would like to even admit. So I'm actually on Facebook quite a bit, but I'm always in like those, you know, and I feel like it's because I like to create sacred space for people. You know, we have a lot of stuff going on, right? Physically and emotionally, and I want to make sure that every container is safe and sacred. So, you know, you're not gonna, you know, you get a whole lot of me with Gather. So definitely let's hook up with the Gather community. And then, like I said, essentially _wild _n_wise at Instagram.
Gotcha.
And you can always send
and
me
we'll
a
have it
private
linked
message.
below. We'll have it linked on the newsletter. We'll have
Yeah.
it linked in the YouTube channel. We'll have it linked
Yeah.
everywhere. So you don't have
And
to
I'll bring
remember
it
what
in.
it is, but essentially Wild and Wise is the
Yeah.
name of her actual business.
Yeah.
But Shannon Bellfaust is her name, and she's amazing. And I'm so glad that we were able to make this time today to get
Yay.
together. I know you have a million things going on, as we all do. And it's just my pleasure to have this talk with you today. Any last words?
Just, you know, love yourself, right? I just want everybody to love themselves. And I really, really hope that I have the opportunity and the privilege to meet and work and gather with a lot of you guys, whether it is in person or virtually. I don't care. I'm a total people person. I love humans. So.
And the humans love you. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm so glad we were able to take this time.
Thank you,
We're going to
Tracy.
sign off. See y'all later.